From WDTN, the station that's working for you, this is 2 News Now.
Okay, welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this absolutely terrific, Kelly. It's a terrific Thursday.
Yes.
Thank you for being here on this Thursday, January 15th. I'm your host, Alexis Bellamy. Across from me is 2 News anchor Kelly King. Kelly, welcome in.
Yeah, thanks. Happy Friday Eve to you.
I think you stepped on my line. Happy Friday Eve, Friday Junior, whatever you want to call it. We have made it. A big congratulations to yourself. One more day to go in the work week. We've got tons of news and weather to get through, but before we get to those things, I want to show you guys something. We're going to just take a quick look outside at the elements. Well, before we get to the elements, rather.
Mess.
It is a mess out there. Take a look at this. We're going to show you a look at I-70 and State Route 4. Now, this area in particular has seen multiple crashes this morning, you guys, and unfortunately we can attribute that to the weather we've seen, just the multitude of people getting on the roads, trying to get to work, trying to get to school. It looks like things have finally, things are moving slowly, but at least they are moving. Before we started the show, things were like almost standstillish, down to a lane and crawling. So just something to keep in mind before you hit the doors and before you get outside.
Yeah, you can see both sides are slow this morning. And so if you're taking that route, you want to give yourself some extra time, take it slow through there. Just watch out for the emergency personnel trying to clear that scene.
That's important too. That's right, Kelly.
Yep.
So we are going to switch gears now and take a look at what is happening outside. Jamie, is that winter weather something we should still be worried about as we make our way through this, would I say, terrific Thursday?
Yes. Well, some of the side streets are still snow covered if they haven't been treated. A lot of the main roads are better. Like when we came into work this morning before the sun came up, like everything was snow covered.
Yep.
But now those main roads are dry, maybe a little damp. But then tonight we're going to have to watch for another potential snow. So they're all light amounts, but they add up and they come at the wrong time and it just messes up your commute. Here's a check in Trotwood right now. The sun is out, so that's nice. It looks nice. We have a decent breeze, though. The flag is moving in the wind. And you can see the tail end of those snow showers kind of working out of Greene County. So now they're completely off to the east of the Miami Valley, and we are enjoying dry conditions. There are a few more light snow showers or flurries back in Indy. But for us, it's just cold. We have 18 degrees in Wapakoneta, Troy, Dayton, 21 in Fairborn, 20 in Springboro and Eaton. It feels even colder with the wind chill. Right now, it feels like 2 degrees in Dayton with that 18-mile-per-hour wind. And in Versailles, it feels like 3 degrees with 16-mile-per-hour wind. So we are expecting... Jack Paul is really loud. We are expecting breezy and cold conditions the rest of the day, but at least some sun. And temperatures will be up right around 25 at 4 o'clock and then down to 21 by 10 o'clock tonight. We'll take a look at the timing of tonight's snowfall coming up in your next check of weather.
I do not like those single digits.
Me neither. That looked absolutely terrifying. And I've been trying to apply this. I know you guys know this very well, but that saying, like, if you don't like the weather here, just give it a few minutes and it'll change. But I'm looking for it to improve somewhat.
It's going to be a while. It's going to be more than a few minutes this time.
Oh, boy.
So hang on to your hat.
No, basically. Thanks, Jamie. Okay. All right, moving right along to our top stories this morning. Listen to this, you guys. United Rehabilitation Services CEO's Dennis Grant says they're building and everyone is safe after an evacuation due to a fire this morning. We're showing you the aftermath here on your screen. And Kelly was actually the one who reported on this when it happened earlier this morning. It happened just after 7 o'clock. He says that there was a rooftop HVAC unit that caught on fire, and the situation was thankfully quickly handled and that nobody was hurt. And services will continue as scheduled today.
Yeah, Dennis Grant wanted to stress that everyone is safe. The building is safe. He didn't want anybody to panic. He said it was a small fire. And so luckily we had all those emergency personnel respond and everything was taken care of.
Yes.
Also, a jury found 83-year-old William Brock guilty on all charges after shooting and killing an Uber driver outside of his Clark County home. The jury came back yesterday with the verdict after deliberating for a little more than an hour. Brock shot and killed Lalitha Hall in March of 2024 after he said scam calls convinced him she had come to his home to hurt or kill him. Brock took the stand and claimed the murder was in self-defense, saying he was manipulated by the scammers. Hall's family declined to comment on the verdict. Brock's sentencing is scheduled for Wednesday. Clark County prosecutor did speak after the verdict verdict saying this is not a reason to celebrate. He said that there are scammers that are still out there. They're still at large. That is a big issue.
And 2 News reporter Evan Bales has been covering this, was covering this trial all week long. He's going to join us in just a few minutes and share some of the things that happened in that courtroom that we may not know of quite yet. So we're going to listen for a little bit more of that in just a few minutes. So moving right along here, state lawmakers have proposed new legislation that they say will increase public trust in the child care system. Representatives introduced House Bill 647, which would allow for the Ohio Attorney General to prosecute fraud cases and allow the Department of Children and Youth to pause payments or to temporarily suspend licenses during an investigation. State Representative Phil Plummer said while there is occasional fraud in Ohio's child care system, it's not nearly as widespread as it has been alleged to be, is what he is saying. That bill would not reduce eligibility for families receiving care, eliminate transitional child care, target safe and lawful providers, or reduce child care access for working class families, Kelly.
Okay. Also, several dozen workers at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base might be soon out of a job. Samaria Systems LLC filed a warn notice with the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, notifying the organization 57 of its workers at Wright-Pat will be laid off. That's happening at the end of this month. In the letter, the company had explained it submitted a proposal for the recompete of this support contract for the U.S. Air Force, but it lost the contract. So that's the reason for the layoffs. The market competition category was also labeled as the reason for those layoffs.
And finally this morning, big story. I know Jamie is excited about it, feels some type of way about it. I think Kelly does
I'm
too,
excited.
possibly.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys, could the University of Dayton be making its way to the Big East? That's the question. There's been a push for it for years, but one Ohio lawmaker is once again making the case for the Flyers to make that move. Senator John Usted, alongside Senator Eric Schmidt from Missouri, sent a letter to the Big East Conference Commissioner urging the league to consider adding the University of Dayton and St. Louis University as members. They said, in part, quote, both schools bring stability, tradition, and demonstrated commitment to excellence that would strengthen the conference's positions as the premier basketball-focused league in collegiate athletics. Dayton has now been a part of the Atlantic 10 for nearly 30 years. Kelly, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm a UD Flyer. I'm a grad, and so I just think it'll be interesting to see what comes next.
Okay, so as someone who is not like basketball, related, I watch it, of course, but I'm just saying I understand the significance of what this means.
Alexis, you have to go to one of the games.
I know,
this season.
I've been saying it. I will. Are you going to come? Come with me.
I'll come with you.
Okay, great.
We'll
That's
make
what
a
we're
day
going to do. All right, you guys, that brings us to a look at our react to that question for this morning. We're going to take things back a little bit of a walk down memory lane. Kelly and I talked about it this morning, but I want to hear from you guys. What is your favorite book to read, or what was your favorite book to read as a kid? You know, what was the first thing you would grab for, whether it was for bedtime, something to make you feel better, just something that makes you happy?
And Alexis, one of the things you said was the Berenstain Bears.
The Berenstain Bears, and I got a little bit of pushback from it because it's a series. It doesn't count as a standalone book.
It does count.
I
don't care what Caleb Michael says. It does count.
Counts.
It counts.
I like the Berenstain Bears, and I didn't say this. I don't think I did. The Little Critter. Are you familiar with
I love the Little Critter books.
Those my favorite.
Those were my favorite. So those are on my list. Amelia Bedelia.
Yes.
Loved Amelia Bedelia. The other one, I had to look it up, but it was the Girl with the Green Ribbon. And it was the one where she had a ribbon tied around her neck. It was like kind of like,
know that one.
It was kind of like a dark book, I guess I would call it.
Gotcha.
It's called The Green Ribbon. It was named a girl named Jenny. She had a green ribbon tied around her neck, and then only reveals at the end of the book why she had that green ribbon.
Okay, I gotta look that up, Kelly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we are looking to your scan that QR code, you guys. Don't forget, we want to hear from you guys. Tell us what your favorite book was when you were a kid. We want to know. And it's time now to turn and look at what is coming up in your day ahead. We're joined now by 2 News reporter Evan Bales. As we said just a little bit earlier, he was following this trial of William Brock for all week and even for a little bit longer, actually, before things headed to court. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about the verdict. Evan, what can you tell us about what happened in court?
Alexis, thank you. It has been a long road for William Brock's trial. I had covered this at the end of the pre-trial hearings, and then now, for the last 3 days, I've been over in Springfield covering this. This has been an interesting case, mostly because it wasn't a question if Brock had killed Lolitha Hall. It was a question of, was it self-defense? And obviously, what you're seeing right now is dash camera footage from Hall's car. This was one of the most important pieces of evidence in this case. It showed a genuinely harrowing account of what happened, and that was poured over for almost 2 hours on one of those days. Now, obviously, the state was looking to prove that it was not self-defense and that there was no imminent threat to Brock, despite what the scammers may have told him. The defense, in their strategy, tried to claim that, let me restart there. They had brought in a doctor one day and had tried to say that his mental capacity and his cognitive processing was inhibited due to his age, and that had contributed to his reaction to this fight or flight scenario, as they called it. I think one of the most shocking parts of this case was the amount of time that the jury took to deliberate. Right. It was maybe just a little over an hour in a case where, me personally, I felt incredibly split on how things would go. And I think the other most shocking and maybe the most essential part of this was that there was little to no celebration after the fact from Lolitha Hall's family in the gallery. Looking at their faces, there was certainly relief, but not necessarily happiness from what happened here. Like Kelly had said, I'd spoken to the prosecutor afterward. There were really no winners in this case. There were victims on both sides. Both sides were manipulated in the end by those scammers.
Yeah, Evan, that is what's really sad about this, because it wasn't only William Brock, but it was also Lolitha Hall that was part of this. She was a part of the scam. She was being manipulated by those scammers.
Yes.
So what comes next then?
So right now we are looking forward to Brock's sentencing date. That is next Wednesday, January 21st. That'll be at 9 o'clock at the Springfield Common Pleas.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Evan, for breaking that down for us. And Kelly, again, you were familiar with it before it even started. This gained national attention. So we'll look forward to what happens next. Thank you, Evan.
Thank you.
All right, turning your attention now to something else. Take a listen to this. Flames and smoke trapped multiple dogs inside of a home on Wisen Lane in Moraine, and it happened last night. You can see them here. Thankfully, everyone was okay, you guys. No people were inside of the house, but firefighters still had to jump into action. Officials told us that 4 dogs were rescued from that home. They were trapped inside of the burning building. Firefighters say while the 4th dog ran out as soon as the door was opened, 1 had to be put on a respirator, and the cause of that fire is currently under investigation. Look at them poor faces.
Yeah, this doesn't happen every time.
It does not.
There's a lot of times where pets are unfortunately the first victims of a fire. So it was great that the firefighters were able to respond so quickly, get those dogs out. The one obviously came running out of the home. Great that no one was home at the time.
For sure. So, we love a story with a
life-saving
happy
actions there.
It is 11:13 now. Time for a quick break. On the other side, we have a live look at the Olympic countdown, and we're giving you a longer look at weather. Is that snow going to stick around for us? We'll see you guys in just a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
And we're back with that countdown to the 2026 Winter Olympics, you guys. Oh my gosh. Soon, can you believe it? I'll be saying, oh, it's tomorrow.
Yep.
We are getting closer and closer, you guys. That opening ceremony, 22 days away.
Wow.
So close. This year's games, known as Milano Cortina 2026, they'll happen in northern Italy from February 6th up to February 22nd. Now, the Paralympics are up next, and those happen from March 6th to March 15th, and those events will happen in Milan and in the mountain resort of Cortina. You can see here our host city, Milan, on our Olympic cam. Very beautiful and foggy, kind of similar to what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes time to put the host city on the spotlight, you can see all of the games, all of the action go down here on WDTN Plus or WDTN. We're going to go and look outside here at home. We don't have any fog, but we're dealing with some frigid freezing temperatures. We look at the single digits earlier, Jamie, you showed us happening up.
Yes, we had the wind chill down in the single digits because it's not only cold, but it's breezy.
Yeah,
It just makes it feel worse.
indeed. Wind
That,
chill.
that snow did look pretty this morning. I
It
will
did.
say it looked pretty.
Yes,
Okay.
and some spots saw a good deal of snow, while others didn't get much. Like, look right here. This is downtown Dayton. That hill is.
It doesn't look like anything happened.
and the roads are fine. Like, so those snow showers set up in thin bands, and those locations that were under the thin bands got dumped on. While if you were just outside of that band, you didn't get much.
Okay.
So for the rest of today, it's still going to be cold and it will be breezy. We've got some sunshine out there though, so that's really nice. It's still 18 degrees though. We are expecting the clouds to mix in with the sun through the afternoon, breezy cold, and again late tonight into tomorrow morning, some snow showers will be possible. So here's a look at some of the totals from overnight and this morning. Up in St. Paris, 2.7 inches. Springfield had 2.3, right around 2 inches for Vandalia. Troy had 1.5 inches. Here in Moraine, we had just about 1 inch, and similar out towards Kettering. A check of our wind speed right now coming in from the northwest at 18 miles per hour, of course, giving us that wind chill in the single digits. And it's going to stay breezy through the afternoon. Tomorrow morning, it's not going to be quite as cold as this morning, but we are expecting to be down around 19 in Dayton, surrounding areas mid to upper teens. And again, with the chance for some snow, you'll want to take it easy out on the roads in the morning. Our average high is 37, and we are well below that this weekend. Saturday, just 28. Sunday, 22. Monday and Tuesday, the two coldest days with highs just near 20, and really consistently staying below normal for the extended period. Live Doppler 2 HD radar showing the last of that snow working to the south and east of I-71. We have dried out here. We're even seeing some sunshine right now. There's another band of clouds to the west that may drift over us later this afternoon, and it could produce a flurry or two. Here's Future Track showing the break in the clouds right now, and then that next band coming in. So scattered clouds for the drive home at 5. Overnight, clouds move back in, and the potential for snow showers returns late tonight into Friday morning. It'll be around for the morning commute. It doesn't look quite as impactful as today, but there still could be slick spots. And then it's over by the time we go through noon, with just maybe a few flurries returning by evening. Here's a look at your forecast for today. It's partly sunny, a stray flurries possible. We'll see a high of 25. Wind chill will come up into the teens this afternoon. And then tonight back down to 19 with some snow showers, but accumulation will be well under a half inch tonight. Tomorrow, accumulation under 1 inch with some snow showers around, especially through the first part of the day. It does look like we'll go above freezing, so some more melting will occur. And then Saturday, we're cold again with the potential for more light snow accumulation. We'll finally get back to dry patterns Sunday, maybe a couple flurries there on MLK Day, but it's going to be cold. If you're going to outside events, marches, whatever's going on that morning, single digits and a high of just 20 degrees, it's likely we'll have wind chills below zero, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh. I like to
Unfortunately,
see
indeed.
all that sunshine, but
Yeah.
With
those
some
single
the corresponding
digits.
temperatures. Yeah, it's just not great.
No,
But
thank you.
Anyways, thank you so much for that, Jamie.
Yep.
All right, you guys, look at this. Something really fun. 4 astronauts are back on Earth now after NASA's first ever medical evacuation from the International Space Station. The crew splashed down off the San Diego coast earlier this morning, and the agency says the team left a month ahead of schedule. NASA has not revealed details or even the name of the affected astronaut in order to protect medical privacy. Until the next crew arrives on the ISS, those remaining aboard will not be able to perform any spacewalks, even in the case of an emergency. So, Kelly, I'm not sure how you feel about, like, you know, NASA stuff.
Going
and
to
like,
space.
Yeah. Like,
I want to remain on Earth. I cannot even imagine going to the moon, going to the ISS. Like,
and I'm brave. I consider myself a brave person. But you remember when everyone went up and Katy Perry came down and she was like kissing the ground and it was like, she's so dramatic. And I was like,
that's what I would be doing.
I'm like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Is she or is she not?
Yeah.
No. So very brave. We love that. It looks great. So happy they're back home and safe.
Well, you remember the 2 astronauts that were stuck up there for longer than
Then
they were supposed to be. It was months.
Yeah,
It was
that was
months.
another scary incident.
No, thank you.
All the reasons why me and Kelly are just going to stay on Earth. Keep
Feet
things
flat
safe.
on the floor.
All righty. We are looking to your day ahead now, you guys. Listen to this. A Dayton Metro Library's Hometown Heroes Guest Reader Series event is kicking off today. Now, prominent Black men in the greater Dayton region volunteer their time to read to children of all ages at different library branches over the next few months. Dr. Carlos Marshall with Dayton Library is here this morning to tell us a little bit more about this series and what makes it so crucial. Dr. Marshall, thank you for being here this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
So the first read of the series is getting ready to kick off in just a few minutes. As we know, we're looking at some pictures from the previous one, but I want to know, why are events like this so important for our Black and brown kids?
Absolutely. You know, what we know is that rarely are Black men seen in leadership roles within library spaces. Black men only hold 1% of master's in library and science degrees across the country. So this was a opportunity for us to really reverse engineer the front of story times and classrooms, and to highlight prominent Black men in the Dayton Metro libraries in Montgomery County area. We kicked this series off last year in 2025 with the former mayor, Jeffrey Mims. And this series is being kicked off today at our Southeast branch by Sean Freeman, who's a manager for the Omega CDC. And so this is really just a tremendous opportunity to highlight the great and tremendous work and the impact that Black men can have in the lives of all children by just encouraging and inspiring a love of reading and lifelong learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dr. Marshall, how did the Hometown Hero Guest Reader Series really start? Who was the brainchild behind it? How did it all come to initiative?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, myself just being an avid reader myself and being in the literacy space for so long. But again, just having just the looking at the intersections of innovation and inclusion, and again, understanding that there's a lot more that we can do as a library system to center voices that have historically been marginalized and rendered invisible in these spaces, and knowing that we have so many incredible Black men in the ecosystem across the greater Miami Valley region, and just tapping into those resources and relationships and providing them and leveraging them as a critical and valuable educators. And every person to a man, whenever we reached out and asked them would they be willing to be guest readers, all of them graciously agreed. So we're very thankful.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. One last time, tell us where people can go to learn a little bit more about this series.
Absolutely. People can learn more about this series at DaytonMetroLibrary.org/Reading Railroad.
Perfect. Thank you so much again, Dr. Marshall, for being on. It's time for us to take a quick break. On the other side, what's coming up in Living Dayton, and of course, those React to That responses. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We are taking a real quick look at those React to That responses for this morning. Want to know what you guys were reading when you were growing up? What was your favorite book? So listen to this. I like this answer. Leah says, as a young child, it was Sesame Street's The Monster at the End of This Book. Still one of my favorites to read to kids. As a young teenager, I loved S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders. Read it over and over again.
I read The Outsiders.
I
liked
love
it.
that we have readers.
Yeah.
Good. You kept reading. Good for you, Leah. All right, it's finally time now to take a look at what's coming up in Living Dayton. Good morning. What's going on? Who's in the kitchen this morning, Grace?
We got a good one in the kitchen. Ellie's at Mills Park Hotel is going to be in there making their pancake flights.
Okay, a
Think about it.
pancake
Pancake
flight.
flights.
Yum.
Could you do anything better? No.
No.
I don't think so.
Especially on a day like this. We want to stay in the house.
I think
Perfect.
everyone needs some pancakes.
Indeed.
Every day, actually.
Grace, thank you so much. Kelly King, Alexis Bellamy for 2 News Now. We'll see you guys on Friday. Thank goodness.